The Artian Weapon grind is one of the main parts of Monster Hunter Wild's endgame. Getting the perfect parts and upgrades at the same time on your weapons is a very challenging task, and getting the wrong upgrades on your hard-earned weapons can be frustrating. In this video, we're going to take an in-depth look at how exactly the Artian Weapon upgrade rolls work, and how we can exploit them to save precious weapon parts in Zenny. The upgrades that your Artian weapons get may seem random, but in fact they are not. Each weapon you craft will have predetermined upgrades based on your position on a randomly generated table, which gets created alongside your character. This can be best visualized as a spreadsheet where each row corresponds to a single Artian weapon. The table also has 5 columns, one for each upgrade. When you create a weapon, it's going to get the upgrades from your current row attached to it, and your position will progress to the next row. Initially, we don't know what upgrades are in each row, but we will show you a method to map them out in the most efficient way possible. Each combination of a weapon type and a weapon component rarity has their own table. There are 14 weapon types and 3 weapon part rarity levels, which means there are a total of 42 tables. As we said earlier, the table progresses each time you craft an Artian weapon, but do they all progress at the same time? The answer is no. A crafted weapon will only advance the table that matches its type and rarity combination. For example, if we create a Rarity 7 Greatsword and a Rarity 8 SNS, both the Rarity 7 Greatsword and the Rarity 8 SNS table will advance by 1 row, but the others will not. Elementless weapons are a bit special. Since they cannot get elemental upgrades, they will get different ones from the elemental and status ones. Don't let this myth lead you though, crafting them will still advance their categories table. Armed with this knowledge, we can now save scum perfect weapons for ourselves. To do this, simply save your game and craft, then fully reinforce an Artian weapon in a category you're interested in, for example, a Rarity 8 Greatsword in our case. As long as the weapon gets an element, the parts don't matter, since we only care about the upgrade bonuses that it's going to have. After fully reinforcing the weapon, write down the upgrades you got in the same row of a spreadsheet. If you're low on ores, you can safely disassemble the weapon and you'll get the upgrade materials back. You can keep crafting and upgrading weapons for the same or other categories to map out your tables. Remember, each weapon and rarity combination has their own unique table. Keep this in mind if you're doing multiple categories at the same time. Once you are done, log out of the game without saving and load back in. If you want to be extra safe, back up your save before starting this whole process. Once you have logged back in, you can use your map tables to essentially see into the future and know how many weapons you need to forge to get your desired upgrades. For example, here we have decent upgrades in the 3rd row, so we can make 2 unupgraded Rarity 8 Greatswords with whatever parts we have too many of, and then use our good parts for the weapon that's going to get the desirable upgrades. There is no need to upgrade the burner weapons at all, so we're saving 10,000 Zenny on each of them. That's the end of the video. We'd like to thank Herbs and Merc for comparing notes with us about this system. Like and subscribe if you'd like to support us, and see you in the next one.